Hello, my beautiful Tauruses. Welcome back to Queen Cup Tarot. I am just shuffling up right now, getting the mood right, getting ready to do your November 2019 tarot readings. For those that are new, welcome. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe. It's much appreciated. And for those that are returning, thank you so much for all your likes, shares, subscribes, positively engaging the channel the way you have. You guys have really shown up and shown out in some serious numbers, yeah? So thank you guys so much. Seriously, all jokes aside, as I tell you guys always, it's a privilege and honor to read for you all right? Seriously, and connect with you guys, whether it's the personals, whether it's the, in the comments or, whatever. You guys have changed my life so much. I love you guys, all right? Thank you. For those that would like to book a personal reading, just see the details below and keep in mind that the readings are live. They're not pre-recorded. So you email me and I'll send you my availability. Just let me know if you want a half hour, an hour reading, and I'll get back to you, okay? And for those that timestamp the reading prior to the prayer, thank you. Please continue to do so. And I'm using a couple new decks for you guys. I got a Lenormand deck, and I've seen the Lenormand decks be used by a lot of readers and stuff, but I didn't feel drawn to it until, of course, Eugene Vininsky. I love his decks. I don't know. The art is just beautiful, and he got me with the gold box. But yeah, I have his Kabbalah deck, his Money Tarot, his Venetian. So this deck is the Venetian Gold Lenormand, and then we have the Venetian Tarot. So these kind of go hand in hand. I'm going to use these both for your reading. But yeah, this one's new. And I'm going to do a different spread. I'm going to do 5 Tarot and 5 Lenormand. So you're still going to get a 10-card spread. But let me know what your thoughts are, because I can go back to doing it as was and just do the 9-card tarot and then clarify. But I wanted to try something new. And then, the Wild Unknown Archetypes by Kim Kranz. This oracle deck is out of this world. I wanted to get some decks that kind of reflected my own, ascension and initiation and all that. And I got some, so I'm excited. All right. So I do smoke pot for those that are new. It's not the nature of this, okay? So feel free to smoke with me. If not to worry, all right? We're gonna get into this, okay? For my Tauruses for the month of November, we're gonna get into prayer, guys. Father God, Holy Spirit, ancestors, guardian angels, thank you for rising me up out of my bed this morning, and thank you for connecting me with the collective every day. Right now in particular, thank you for connecting me with the collective sign of Taurus. Please allow me to communicate clearly to them the messages that are in their greatest good, surrounding their material abundance, sustenance, the relationships closest to them, their personal ascension and development, and any other messages that you deem worthy at this time. Thank you, Father God, Holy Spirit, ancestors, guardian angels, for everything you do for me and the collective. All the healing energy, the support, the love, the guidance, the protection. We are nothing without it, and we are nothing without you. So thank you, Father God, and amen. I heard that some of you aren't looking at somebody the same. It's not even like pain. Some of you are shocked because of how differently you now view someone than you did not very long ago. I don't know what happened. Anyway, we're gonna get into this. My beautiful Tauruses for the month of November. Somebody thinks they don't have feelings. And somebody says to them, no, you just don't know how to express them. Contracts. All right, let's get into this though. Let's see what's really going on. I'm just trying to catch a vibe. Can I catch that vibe? Yeah, looking at somebody differently. Somebody that really sold themselves as being reliable, positioned themselves as being dependable, reliable, totally flaked. for some reason. Totally fell through. I don't even think you guys know why. And if that resonates with you, please don't speculate, because I don't know why. Because I did see the Seven of Swords and the Knight of Wands. That's somebody bailing. That's why it was the King of Cups in reverse, and then the Knight of Wands and the Seven of Swords. It's like somebody did not follow through. Somebody was supposed to be dependable, reliable, compassionate. Somebody was supposed to be there for me. I hear somebody was supposed to be there for me, and he didn't show up. I don't know what this is. Somebody promised something. Damn near might as well have put it in paper, and they didn't follow through. Maybe it was an agreement of some kind. It could be the whole fucking commitment relationship with the King of Cups. Posing as hubby, but not really being. There was some kind of breach of a contract. There was a breach of a contract. Could have been employment too. Somebody's sorry, I'm sure. Anyways, let's see what this was really about, though. I got a vibe. I got something. It's like tuning into a station. You want to get it. You don't want crackly. You want it. Overall energy is the King of Swords. This is Libra, Aquarius, Gemini energy. This is now having to make a decision. Somebody did something to make you change your mind about them. So if you had plans to proceed or do something with somebody, it could be anyone. It almost seems out of character, but with the Knight, meaning you think it's out of character, but with the King of Swords, this is really determining, is this person's character, and I just didn't see it before. There is this shock factor to somebody's behavior towards you, in front of you, that you heard about. Your whole perception on someone is being challenged. And you're like, what the fuck? What? I'm getting that. Yeah. Your whole perspective of someone is being challenged. Even the dog's looking at you being like, what is this? It's funny too. This dog looks like an anorexic version of my dog. And she would do something like, she looks at me like, what the fuck? My dog's the best. For those that are new, Thora is around somewhere. Anyways, yeah, looking at this, questioning what is this? And the reason why I think the King of Swords is here, because essentially I think you might have made plans of some kind. With the Three of Pentacles that we saw, there was some kind of agreement, plan, contract, something. Some of you don't know if this breaches the agreement. You're still trying to figure out what has occurred, why. Some of you might be trying to get in contact with somebody after certain actions or something happened, or since you found something out, trying to get in contact with them to clarify and understand like what's going on. Because essentially you have decisions to make, but I think there's this initial sense of whoa, and you might not be getting anything from them. Some of you are questioning, were you showing off? Like, were you overselling? Because the peacock's very showy, right? That's what the peacock does as a mating call. It's like a whole fucking shebang. Even the lions are watching going, oh shit, this is going to be interesting. Like, it's so much. So that might have happened, but this bird clearly doesn't look like it's in its, something happened. I don't know. Nine of Pentacles, first card out. Next card out is the Three of Wands. Didn't see this coming. Didn't see this coming. I don't know what this is, guys. Five of Wands. Didn't see some kind of conflict coming. Didn't see a need to compete coming. Some of you feel like you're competing for your job. Some of you are. Like unspokenly. Knight of Cups. Yeah, some of you are absolutely competing for a job that you already have almost, or a position up. It's like the boss. There's like 5 people fighting here. The boss takes 2 of them out, kind of narrowing down the options, narrowing down options. For some of you, Oh my God. Let's do the 5 card. Let's get the Lenormand out to get real specific into this shit, because this seems like a bit of tea here. And the Strength. But this card wanted to come out in the World, so we got to take all 6. All right. Underneath the King is the Ace. Yeah, this is deciding whether you want to. So for some of you, this Ace of Wands was offered to you, okay? And you didn't know if you really wanted to take it. You were unsure, unclear. Then this person, because I saw it in the pre-shuffle, like with that night, what we talked about, somebody acted erratic, did something maybe not out of character, but maybe out of the character of the people perceiving this person. Maybe, Taurus, you heard something that is getting you to completely question whether an opportunity, a passionate new beginning that was offered to you is legitimate or not. Maybe what the long-term plans for this passionate new beginning are being challenged by whatever it is you saw or found out. Maybe this person is displaying flaky behavior after you signed or agreed to something. And now you're seeing a different side and you're kind of worried. You know, I am seeing that a bit here. Yeah, worried. Having to make a decision. Some of you aren't worried because you didn't actually accept this yet. As you can see, the Queen of Cups is kind of holding her cup kind of doubtishly, like she's not really sure. And which is even better, because I think for some of you, you didn't actually give your cup. This was presented to you. You were kind of deciding whether or not you wanted to embark in something, do something, sign on the dotted line, and somehow the behavior of the person offering you the contract, something changes and gets you to question the whole thing. Because quite frankly, I think you were leaning to engaging, accepting, or maybe even offering this, counter offering this to somebody. And then some conflict ensues. Maybe you thought you were the only one, and now, you know, you realize you're in competition, and now you're like, what are you? You know, that's for some. For others, this is in the workplace. For some of you, this is competition surrounding a promotion. And I think for some of you, Taurus, is you've been competing for a position and then something happens. Maybe the person that you'd be reporting to or the nature of the role changes, and now you're questioning whether or not you even want this. You might even be questioning like the whole fucking thing. Anyways, let's go into the Lenormand. I haven't used this yet with the Venetian tarot, which is pretty much what they kind of go together. Oops. And then you have the Strength, and then you have the World, by the way. I don't know if I remember if I showed you. These are your last 2 cards. The Strength to complete a cycle. The Strength to successfully complete something. For some of you, it's the Strength to commit to a relationship. Some of you have been single for a while, and you've been courted by somebody, you know, for a while. You know, somebody who has competed for you, you know, and essentially you're having to make the decision, because I think for some of you, you really want to, but you think you're having to give up something, some kind of like independence. I don't know. Or maybe some of you aren't really sure about how you're questioning the level of commitment that's being offered to you. Some of you are successfully completing a cycle of fucking nights. Good job, Empresses. That's the Empress in the Strength card. It's also that her in this World card too. You can tell by the dresses, because the Venetian, it talks about status and shit like that. And me, I don't look at status like people do. I'm looking at it like, oh, it must be spiritual, so that must be a divine feminine or a high priestess, whether she's rich or poor. Anyway, stopping fucking nights. It's fantastic. A cycle of essentially being emotionally available and offering, not just emotionally, a cycle of being available in every sense of the word in order to almost get validation of being an empress from knights. They're going around telling everyone they're an empress. You're an empress and you're an empress and doing, doing, doing. It's like, you should have known you were an empress, so then you don't need all these knights that are dogging you out to tell you that. Like, when the emperor approaches the empress, he doesn't go to her and say, you're the empress. Like, it should be known that the only reason why the emperor is approaching the empress is because of the status she holds. Not socially, but spiritually, mentally. You know. Anyway. Can we get clarification on this 9 of Pentacles here? Oops, too many. So lack of, yeah, I have to take that. It's the clouds. We don't know if this is clarity that, I don't know if the overcast is coming on top of you or leaving you, because there's this break in the sky. So I don't know if the clouds are finally splitting and you're gaining some clarity over whatever it is that you're observing and not very sure about. Because some of you had your perception or you were rocked. You almost felt sure about something, and now all of a sudden there's all this unsurety, and you're now having to halt any action you were taking to now go back and start thinking, being the knight, the king of swords, who essentially takes all the documents and reviews them to come up with a decision, a judgment, calling judgment on something. It looks like you're not sure yet, which is why judgment hasn't been called. There's preparations waiting, there's conflict. And then when we get to the end of this, there's the strength to bring in the clarity, successful completion, the clarity that the world brings in, right? But it looks like going into this reading, a lot of you are unsure. And you really need to question, because if you're this unsure over the change in somebody's actions or what you've heard, because I'm getting the impression you thought you knew this. Because it honestly looks like if you didn't, it looks like if you didn't know this, you were almost sure you did. There was this sense of, if you didn't take action, you were going to, or you had just, there's this sense of you wanted something and then it became unclear, and then your idea of embarking in this, continuing in this, is now like shocked, like rocked. You're now having to contemplate the whole thing all over again. Now you're wondering what you were contemplating the first time around before you were about to accept this. Like, there is this change in weather. You know, like, you ever been at like a park or a barbecue and everything's great, and then all of a sudden the wind blows and there's fucking clouds coming in. It's like, we gotta go. So, but I don't know if the weather was already like that and now you're getting clarity. I'm not sure. But the clouds speak of that. And it kind of looks like the scene here, to be honest. Not really sure about what's coming towards you, because you were sure this was your boat. There was something about the communication between you and whatever is coming towards you that you got clear, you know, that you thought you were sure on. And then as this gets closer and you're making your preparations for whatever you agreed to, the clouds start coming in, and now you're not very sure if the preparations you're making are warranted, if you should be making them, if they're pointless, what the fuck we're doing. It's like, what is this now? So now there's a stop. Because the 3 of Wands isn't just waiting, it's preparations, making preparations to receive whatever it is that's coming towards you. You, it looks like, Taurus, you completely stop making preparations. Something triggered you or will trigger you to do this and put you back in a cerebral state where you're having to be the judge and the jury over something that somebody wants you to do. Deciding if you are going to actually do it, even if you said you were. It's like, well, these actions change that. I don't give a shit what I said before. You just changed the whole game with this. Now you're having to go back and be the judge and jury again to decide if you really want to open yourself up and give that cup. Because as you can see, the Queen of Cups, she's not sure. And I think why? Because underneath her is the devil. Careful. This is what I'm saying. The intentions. There's this lack of clarity, and that's what the devil does. The devil brings in these clouds that bring no rain. All they do is cover the fucking sun, make things dark and unclear. Don't even bring water. Look at what is, before you're looking at, because you're looking at this peacock saying the peacock's unclear. You need to look around the peacock. You need to look at everything. You need to allow your ego to tell you that it may be whatever it was you originally agreed to that you're now questioning wasn't actually, you didn't actually perceive it correctly. Maybe you weren't really as sure as you thought you were about what was coming towards you, what was being offered to you. There was something, maybe you were really excited when this was offered to you. You just wanted to jump to it. Or for others of you, you didn't. You actually you didn't accept this. It was offered to you. You didn't accept this. You held your cup. And essentially, you wait. You prepare because you know you want your passionate new beginning regardless, Taurus. So you're preparing, but it didn't mean that you offered your passionate new beginning that you've been preparing to anyone or accept yet. Still doing your thing, and then the winds of change bring some unclarity. I need you to hold. Some of you are going to be challenged with getting pressure to pursue this with this lack of clarity, and you are going to have to love yourself and stand up for yourself and in your truth enough to say that I do not feel comfortable proceeding under these circumstances. I rather wait until the clouds part and I can see more clearly. I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. Yeah. Yeah, no. I'm not here to entertain you guys. Downtown. Anyway, okay. More Lenormand. Thank you, Father God, Holy Spirit, ancestors, guardian angels. Oh, I have to take it. The book. Dun dun dun. It's secrets. It's about secrets being revealed. It's also about knowledge, study, research. It's about secrets being revealed. So the secret has to exist, so maybe it hasn't been revealed to you yet. Right? But as you can see by the light and the opening of the book, it's revealing the secrets that are in it when it's closed. Right? This is also somebody looking for information, researching, trying to develop their knowledge surrounding a person, a situation, a plan. You know, some of you guys are making plans and preparations. Again, oh shit. Man, some of you might have been offered something not too long ago. It was like a false start. It was a false start. Problem is, guys, some of you, this book has always been there. You'd be surprised the kind of books and informations that are in libraries around the world. They're not really hidden knowledge. They're only hidden because we don't seek it. A lot of these secrets, the divine was trying, the secrets about this person. I'm thinking this person was trying to hold secrets or had secrets in hopes of getting you to do something. Jump when they said jump type shit. Either way, the divine was trying to reveal truths to you about someone. I don't know who this is. For some of you in like career or work that are feeling really unstable about something that you like agreed to or were going to agree to, it's almost like this uncertainty, because I still felt like you were excited, and as your intuition is telling you something isn't right about this, but there's something about what's being presented to you that's exciting and worth its consideration. The problem is there's so much uncertainty, and your intuition isn't making you feel good about taking a leap to this or receiving this or whatever. And then you do some digging, get some information, maybe ask around something, and the clarity comes in. What this clarity is will change what you decide to do here, because for some of you it's good, for some of you it's going to make you clear enough to proceed with something, and for others it's going to make it clear enough for you to realize you dodged a bullet. So I don't know. Either way, it does get wrapped up, and what I believe this is the clarity that successful completion of anything brings. The knowledge. Some of you are graduating from university or school or something, and you're kind of unsure about what the next step is. And maybe these clouds are kind of tumbling in on you, and you might be feeling really nervous or pressured to know. You don't. There's nothing you can do to make this sky blue again until God decides to clear it. So just surrender to the lack of clarity you have. Enjoy your accolades. Enjoy what you've successfully completed, and explore yourself, your mind, your soul, your institution, to determine what the next step is going from there. Because a lot of you will have successfully completed one study in order to go into another form of study. What's unclear is where you're going to go from here. What's this book going to be about? Anyway, let's clarify. Can I get clarification, Father God, on this conflict? I want clarification with this Knight of Cups and this 5 of Wands, Father God. Thank you, Father God. Six of Pentacles and the 6 of Wands. For some of you, this could be work or family, friends, social group. I'm getting more work. Some of you publicly are given some kind of accolade, award, something. It seems like a bit of a surprise, the way it just came up in this reading, like this seems a bit of a surprise. Yeah. People might not be so happy about that. It's almost like you get, some people might straight up ignore you for a week straight, like in the workplace. See a bit of jealousy. For others though, I see traveling abroad after school, like that year. For some of you, you're taking time in between, like there's a break. I see a break, an awakening happening in a break. Like some of you taking some kind of break, whether it was divinely guided, whether it was planned, like divinely guided in the sense of intervened, whether you take some kind of leave of some kind. There's a break, or you've planned it. A whole awakening happens in some time where you're forced to kind of be stuck at home. This is number 21. This is future. This is the mountains. This speaks of future issues, future obstacles to be overcome. And these people could be talking about them, or they could be totally oblivious of them. Who knows? Right? But they are future obstacles that are there in the background. And if anybody has any plans of embarking in that direction, they are going to have to go over those mountains. So it's very clear to anybody who wants to go in this direction what those obstacles will be. So for a lot of you, the unclarity about there is some, for some of you, it's like starting to date somebody new. There's lack of clarity because there hasn't been enough study of each other, of the situation. There hasn't been the revealing of enough information for clarity. That's why it's like, that's why this shit shouldn't, love, this passion shouldn't be offered and then be shocked that there's this lack of clarity. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, well, duh. I personally think it's a lot more fun, okay, if we go this route first, right? Do not offer, invest, embark under these circumstances. These are the circumstances to go inside and bunker down before the storm, the rain comes, and it will pass, and then you'll come out, right? Anyways, there's a sense of needing to study. Take time to study, get to know. For those that are dating or in new relationships, okay, this is a need to be open to revealing yourself to provide clarity to somebody in order to see if they receive you the way you want to be received, and then vice versa, right? Truly being open with your questions and your disposition to someone's truth. Studying people, moving smartly and studying people before you jump ropes and give out cups and all of this, because that clarity does come in. And I think that clarity shows these mountains, right? And for some of you, you'll decide to no longer embark in this once this clarity comes in because of these obstacles. You'll say, they're not obstacles I want to undertake. This is not a challenge I want to embark in. Or for others of you, you totally decide, once the clarity comes in, that both people have the strength to essentially overcome whatever this is. They see themselves as winners already. So it's just an obstacle. It's not really a problem. It's not anything to deter them. It's just something they have to plan for. Some of you are planning to overcome long-term issues with the partner you're already with. Some of you have properly identified what your obstacles in your relationship are. It could be trust. It could be, a bunch of things. Family, friends, distance, whatever. And seeing the way over this better together. Something really beautiful about this energy. Anyways, what time is it? Oh, I got a client. I got to wrap. Okay, and then lastly, guys, let me know what you think about this spread. I am trying to bring the Lenormand. I only got it 2 days ago, so I'm still studying it, but it's pretty easy. I actually like all the stories, the mythical stories that come with them. That was what I was getting more caught up into. But yeah, I'm going to study them more. But let me know what you guys think, because I didn't use as much tarot. Try to use them both. But you guys let me know what you think. Anyways, you got the bouquet. You've got number 9, which is the bouquet, which is expressions of appreciation, gratitude, tender gestures, romance, because it doesn't have to be an apology. It could be, flowers on a first date type shit, appreciation of anything really. And then we have here, and that is I think that's the page. I have, Alexander. That's written on here, by the way. And I can't pronounce this. Palas. I don't know. I think it's the page of wands. So again, page of wands is like passionate expression, communication, gestures. That's nice. But it comes from this really loyal, stable. I personally think this is appreciation for your loyalty and dedication. And I think there's other people that are going to be, and it's not so much jealous. They're more in the mindset of, well, why didn't I get this appreciation for my loyalty? There's somebody who is competing with that comparing what it is you're receiving to what it is they've gotten and feeling there's some kind of injustice there, right? But I do see token of appreciation. I studied enough about the Lenormand to know that the dog is loyalty in the home, right? So this is appreciation for that. Somebody's saying thank you for maybe the loyalty you provided in the past that you're no longer providing now. Maybe it is the continued loyalty you've provided to somebody, regardless of the uncertainty that they have. It's like providing loyalty under harsh circumstances where there's a lot of maybe lies or deceit or lack of clarity, or the person is simply just not opening up enough, where anybody else would have kind of just said, fuck it, but you're there staying loyal. Like there's this sense of thank you for this. Some of you might be getting an appreciation for helping somebody get through this lack of clarity in their life, right? Maybe you help somebody get through this, and they want to thank you. How they thank you and what this is. Yes, it could be flowers, but this appreciation can come in many different ways and forms, right? So just be open to people. That's when, they say be open to receiving. Receive love in many ways. A lot of you want love in one way and that's it. But why not a token of appreciation on your desk for, being loyal and dedicated? Because some of you in the workplace have worked under some fucked up circumstances. Like I was saying, like I felt kind of almost like your employer was kind of leading you through the unknown. And, oh, okay. See, that's a problem. If it's work, this token of appreciation isn't enough. It's just a page. For this kind of loyalty and dedication, I think you deserve more, or would have expected more, or hoped for more based on your successioning and your planning of your own career. And then you get this and it seems a little lackluster, like that's not enough. And now you're kind of unsure whether or not you're ever going to get what it is you want from this current employer or partner. Okay. And then the strange man. Oh, no. See, that's the thing. This can get into like a lot of tea. Oh, yeah. And then I want to read. Oh, yeah. This is long-term plans. See, this is it. All right. It's like, I don't know, some of you were considering the long-term plans of something, a person, a career, something, and something came in. It could have even been simple conflict. It could have been competition. I don't know. Something came in that made you have to reconsider and take time. It changed your perspective over something. And I think it was because when you were originally looking at something, regardless of how passionate the initial interaction of this or the initial engagement of this was, there were long-term plans. There were hopes for long-term returns on investments, right? The successioning you always were looking for, the career increase, the salary increase over a certain time you're always looking for, the stability and within a relationship you're always, and then the clouds came in and it was like, now I don't know if this longevity is actually certain. I don't know if I'm in a relationship, this relationship is truly protected by God. I don't know if the divine truly wants me, if this is part of my path anymore, if the divine's trying to bring me, because for some of you, see, it's hard to say because I feel like the devil brings in clouds with no rain. Sometimes, like, what do I know? The divine could be bringing in certain lack of clarity to you in order to force you to find answers inside of yourself to make changes. Because once we reveal certain truths inside of ourselves, there is no going back. Unless you are a fucking idiot. Dead inside. Like, because how could you neglect yourself that much to reveal truths inside of yourself and say, yeah, no, we're gonna put that to the side because that doesn't fit in here with society. Like, that's some brainwash. I shouldn't be so disrespectful. Nobody's a fucking idiot. It's just me coming out of my own programming of the way I talk and express myself, right? The strange man. Feeling like the strange man. I have a thing for strange men. Let me stop and wrap this. Shit. Anyways, Taurus, this reading feels so different. I have to study the Lenormand more too, because I want to know the deeper meanings. I like study the top level meanings and then go back and study it a little deeper and then go back and study it a little deeper. That's how my brain works. I can't just study it. I have to do it in waves. It's very strange. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on this spread. 5-5, if you guys like the Lenormands or if you want more tarot or whatever. I know you guys are opinionated. Most of you are nice about your feedback and your suggestions. And I take most of them because a lot of you are bossy, but you guys are light workers. So you'd be telling me good things to do. Be bossing me around, but telling me good things. You guys got the desert. I'm going to read this sucker out the book. The desert. Okay. The desert leaves us disoriented, desperate for direction, grasping for meaning, longing for solid ground. For endless miles, we are confronted with a lack of clarity and essential dread. We are thirsty, hungry, pleading with life to get back to normal, to become animated by the simple pleasantries of day-to-day life. The desert offers no such comfort, and all must pass through it. If you can embrace the discomfort of the desert, knowing you will someday reach water again, you can tap into the potent energy of the landscape. Its lights are blindingly bright, and its darks terrifyingly deep, which makes for unbridled creativity and clairvoyant visions. Trust resides in the desert that otherwise remains hidden. Truths reside in the desert that otherwise remain hidden. The crows, the shadows, and the coyote call surround you. Let the wind and sand work their deep magic, weary traveler. When light, surreal, strange, unexpected visions, silence, and in dark, drying, deadening, disorienting, and isolation. To go deeper, Frank Herbert's Dune, Barry Lopez's Desert Notes, and Edward Abbey's Desert Solitaire. When in the throes of the desert, contemplate the following. You are not alone. You have more supplies than you think. Water is very near. The desert is alive and pulsing with energy despite its desolate appearance. Turn towards it rather than away from it. It's not running away from the environment, the harsh environment, circumstances around you. Again, don't pretend that you are not in, this is disorienting. When these clouds come in, it's harder to see. It's like, okay, if the divine isn't giving you that clarity of a clear blue sky right now, which it will come, so don't worry, water will come, clarity will come. What do you do now? Right? Surrendering to your environment, because then that's going to make you ask certain questions. It's going to make you utilize certain things. It's going to make you go inside of yourself. I don't know. Anyways, that's your spread, guys. Let me know your genuine thoughts about the reading. Me personally, I'm going through my own things, so I feel a bit distracted. But I know you guys will give me your honest opinions about how you feel about the readings. Either way, I love you guys. Okay, for your support. And until the next time I see you guys, let your inner angels live. Ciao.